Filaments and Fibre with Steve Brooks and Stephanie Lester.
Steve is here, guys. You must follow Steve Brooks because he has a voice to die for. I mean, he sent me a voice message on my business page and I actually listened to it and I was like, best voice ever.
That's hilarious! Oh my God.
Just thought
I thought you were going to put that as your ringtone. I didn't realise you were going to put it as the start of the show. That's hilarious. That is hilarious.
You know me. Never miss a chance of using a testimonial.
Absolutely. And, do you know, I was just sitting there thinking, we must mention that we did the 5-day challenge with Desi. And
yes.
Lo and behold, you went and played the thing.
I'd just throw it in.
And I have to say that when you very first put a little note down on the course, about you introducing, so I thought, here we go. And then you send voice messages with your voice. And but the only thing which came to mind is Steve Brooks is such a tart. Such a tart. I mean, oh my God.
If you've got it, use it. That's what I say.
Oh my God, it's hilarious.
No, it was nice to be appreciated. Internationally, of course, because she's Bulgarian.
She is.
So,
it was lovely lady, really, really good.
I can't say her full name.
No, I can't. I just Desi.
She's the branding queen, isn't she?
The branding queen,
we've done a course this last week to show us how to brand better on social media. Putting better posts up, and we thoroughly content media.
It was all content.
We thoroughly enjoyed it, didn't we?
It.
We had great. So if you look back on our feeds for the last week, and this is now the 11th of July, you will see 5 very different posts from both of us.
But the funny thing was, because you've never done any of the 5-day challenge courses things, and of course it was a 5-day challenge when I very first went on with Lee and Paula when I started that, and I've done a few different 5-day challenges with different people. It was a lovely lady, Melissa, via Mac, who had actually said about the branding queen fight. And I thought, God, I struggle so much with content and writing what I'm going to write.
Making sure we get it right.
And also, it's like we can all write stuff, can't we? But to make it where anybody else would actually want to read it firstly, and also that it would actually encourage people to look at your art is quite a different, ball game. So I signed up to it, and then I said to you, didn't I, on the Monday, I said, I've started to do this, I don't know. And of course, your first thought, as ever, is, oh my God, are you going to do something without me?
Really?
Feeling left out. And then I could see it, you were mulling on that. Is this one of those that you just do it by osmosis, i.e. you watch what goes on and copy it? And then I said, why don't you join in? So you did.
Right.
But the hilarious thing was we got to Friday and we both were really enjoying it. It'd been quite a challenge and it was quite a competition between us as well, getting things up and what we thought. But still, I still had to get you to correct me grammar and all that.
Oh, yeah, I did proofread your post for you,
obviously,
which is what I'm doing, and you tell me whether mine's crap or not.
Yes.
In a more direct way than I tend to do with you.
No. There was one, wasn't there? Because I was saying, that was more focused on this and focused on that. I'm more general. You're more, But it
does tell you that I do listen to everything you tell me about.
You do not.
No, not in general.
Oh, right.
But about your pieces and how you feel about your art.
Yeah.
And
because you were able to fill in those.
Because I was able to make your pieces a bit. You weren't quite sort of bigging yourself up enough.
Well, I wasn't putting the full. It's interesting, isn't it? I wasn't putting the full detail in. And it is interesting the bits that other people pick up because a couple of things that people said this week where they really had picked up on, and you say this a lot, which is about when I do the bones and the ligament and
you
everything.
Start off inside.
Yeah,
people
inside
that
out.
don't see the essence of your of the starting process with your work, in that you actually, I see because my printer in the office is churning out skeletal pictures of and muscle groups and dogs' dicks and all sorts on there, and you're trying to get all the proportions right of dog's dicks was a bit of an overstatement there, but
yes, I know.
You know what I mean. It was just
all
the
that
bits.
Is always a difficult question. How big is your dog's dick? But anyway, carrying on.
That's the podcast name, folks.
But the best thing was we got to Friday, and because we went on our walks, because we'll talk about being out of isolation in a minute, but we started our walks again, and so on Friday we're out on a walk and you said, well, there's not much information today, is there? And I thought, what are you talking about? And you said, well, I mean, really, there's not much to go on. I mean, it was a sales post and you were going, right. And I thought, I have no idea. And so then when we got outside, I said to you, well, because she explains in the video, and this is Friday, bearing in mind, everybody, this is the 5th challenge. And you look at me and go, there are videos with them?
Well, you see, up until then, what had happened is I've seen the challenge, read about it, and thought, yeah, I know what to do.
But this is classic you and me, isn't it? Which is, you don't really properly read the instructions and things and just jump straight in. Me, I've not only read them, I've rewritten them and put a process around them, and then off I go.
And if they're in digital form, you've hacked into them and removed anything that you don't like about them and put other things in. So it's been a great week. This last week has been great. So hopefully our social media content should be a little bit different.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it now. And we have now downloaded another freebie from us, so hopefully that will help too.
And it's just nice to know. I never knew that people like my voice.
Oh, shut up. That's enough of that. Anyway, moving on. Isolation.
Yes, another challenge that we've been on.
Yes.
We were caught by the NHS track and trace app, and we were caught the first time we'd really been out socially with any friends.
I know.
Not ever, because we have got friends, but since the lockdown, and it was my birthday treat. We were taken by some friends to a lovely little Cotswold village called Broadway, where we were in this wonderful, very quite posh restaurant called Russell's. And we had a lovely night with Leslie and Damrus. And then 3 days later, you first of all got a ping on your phone to say unclean, you know.
Because I got it first, we assumed that I got it because I'd been at Fargo all weekend on the Warwickshire Open Studios. And we assumed it was that. But
and then a bit later, my phone pinged as well to tell me, no, you've got to self-isolate. And it wasn't really... It's funny, isn't it? Because when you can go out but you don't want to, like over the last 12 months we thought we weren't going out anywhere, you're okay. But when you're told you can't go out, it's a different kettle of fish.
But also, it isn't... I mean, we don't go out a huge amount because we work from home. But what we do is go for a walk in the morning.
And go to the post office.
You go to the post office. And very occasionally we might suddenly say, I'm just going to nip round the shop, round the corner.
Usually to get some Magnum ice cream.
Yeah.
That's what it normally is.
Normally I'm going to pop around the corner and get an ice cream.
Vital part of the diet.
Yes. But, those little... But just... And I said to you, like, for the first day, I thought, I don't have to go for the walk. How funny. I can have lie in, don't need to get up. And then sort of day 3, I was going, oh, God, I really wish I could go for a walk.
Yeah.
And by the time we were going back out for walks again, I was delighted
we had
to be able to go.
We had to have a delivery of food.
Yes, I know.
I mean, it was just awful. We had to have waitress had to deliver to us, because
couldn't go out.
No. That's been of the last fortnight. That's been the major thing that's happened, really.
Yeah.
In that respect, of course, we talk about our walks. We do a lot of ranting on our walks, not about each other. Sometimes it's but about life, the universe, and we get things out of our system.
I did rant at you this week.
What was I doing this week?
Picking up the bloody phone on our walks.
Oh, yes, my phone rang and I answered it.
Twice.
Fatal mistake, folks. If you're with Steph and you're on a walk, don't answer your phone.
Do you want to be on the walk and do you want to talk to me? Or do you want to just next time stay at home and get on the phone?
Can I get back to you on that?
Yeah.
Right, so I got it in the neck and we argued, and the argue went on and on and on for at least 15 seconds. That's the one thing we don't do, is argue for long. No.
Get it out.
We know we ain't got long left on this earth.
That's why I'm direct.
Yes.
We'll get it out. Piss. Get it out.
There's a silence for about 15 seconds.
Yep. And then we move on.
And then you... Or I'll say something funny about not about the argument or whatever, and that's it. The couples that go on and on and on for bloody days about something,
God no,
stupid. I don't know. You can say to somebody, "Oh, your chin looks like a potato" or something, and just as a joke, and that will go on for weeks. Here speaks the voice of experience.
Not with me,
No.
But
yours looks more like, I don't know.
Oh God, Marlon Brando probably at the moment. But anyway, But no, there's always the 15-second silence. Yeah. New joke, move on.
Yeah, move on. Never mentioned again, except in a podcast.
Yes, absolutely. That's the great thing about being able to bring it all back up again.
God, yeah. But also on our walks, it gives us a chance to talk about things that we're not too happy about with other people.
Yeah.
And there seems to be an inordinate amount of dog poo around.
Oh.
You know, normally people
At
pick
the
it up.
moment, what is that?
I think
but since we've been in lockdown, it's almost like I've run out of dog poo bags, or now we're also relieved the dogs are out. I don't need to pick up the shit. What the hell's that about?
No. Can't they put a face mask around the dog's arse and collect it? Hey, that's a good idea, isn't it?
No, they're called nappies, darling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but no, we came up with this idea. We said, that's appalling, you know, because one of them, it was between a road, wasn't it? It was the island.
Oh, yeah.
And we said to the dog, had obviously crossed one road, had a shit, and then crossed the other part of the road.
We assumed it was the dog.
Well, yeah, one assumes. And I said,
they just left it there.
I can't wait for the day that our phone, we can
this is CSI Steph.
CSI. I can get my phone out, I can scan it and get the DNA of the dog, and we'll bag it up and we'll deliver it back to them.
Through the letterbox. So in the course of that walk, we had this whole setup made, this whole Dragon's Den pitch for dog poo DNA.
Yeah. Didn't we have a drone at one point?
Yes. What we picked up by drone, program the drone. It just takes it, and even before they get back home, it's dropped it from a greater height onto the head. I just think it's a horrible, disgusting thing. Not dogs. I would like dogs, but
dogs have
the fact that they don't pick it up.
No.
Okay, sometimes they might not notice. They're chatting to somebody else and the dog's shat on the path earlier on. But
that's the whole reason they're taking the dog for a walk, for that. So they can hardly say, that was a surprise.
Oh, no, look what he's done. He'd never done that before. The Euros, we can't get through a podcast, I'm afraid, without mentioning the Euros. And neither of us are that interested. I probably got a slightly more interest in the Euros.
You watched the last 5 minutes.
I watched the last 5 minutes. If it's drawing or if England are in the lead, I'll stick it on. No. It doesn't define our week, our day,
and the
our
one
evening.
part that we will never watch is the penalty shootout.
No, I remember 1996. Yes. I remember it well. But what was funny, I turned it on, and just because we were 1-0 up against
but you said, is it all right if I watch the last 5 minutes? I'm like, yeah, whatever.
And anyway, and of course it came on, and England were in the lead, and they were having a defensive strategy. Yeah. And then you started commentating. Yes. Jesus. I mean, if I was going to record it, you wouldn't let me.
I saw you go to record it.
Surreptitiously get my phone out to record it. But no, you started to say, look at them, they're just fannying around on the pitch.
Yeah.
I said, is that a footballing term? Yeah, he said, look at them fannying around.
And then they kick the ball back to the goalkeeper. Never kick the bloody ball back to the goalkeeper. I mean, for God's sake. And then they fannying about. And then, of course, you know, one of the people who are defending are going to charge across and take, oh, my God. I mean, the best defence is attack. Just score another bloody goal. Yeah, stop fannying about.
They can't give away opportunities then if they push forward too much.
It's called football.
They push forward too much.
It's called football. You actually try and score a goal, but you still have a bit of defence in place. They've been doing it the whole match. This is the bit. They've been doing that for the whole match. They've been trying to score for the whole match, and that's what they've been doing all very well. Get to the last 3 minutes, let's be tossers.
It's protecting
and then that's just
the lead.
Fanny about. Yes, no, but it's not football, is it? You've been playing football for the whole of the match.
Why did I wish we'd never brought this up,
God,
folks?
You've got me going now. I need to stop.
Yeah. Can I talk about my bollocks then?
Yes, let's talk about your bollocks. Much better.
Well, no, I thought that'd stop you. Testicles have reared their ugly heads.
Yes, they have.
Twice in the last week.
Twice, yes, both hilariously.
I was sat down here and we'd had food, and you said, "Oh, I've got a dessert for us.
New ice cream."
New ice cream. I thought, I like a bit of ice cream, Bit of cart door man me. Not car door, cart door.
Cart door.
And so off you trotted into the kitchen.
Yep.
And prepares this delicacy.
Yep.
Bring it back in. And you said something like, you may not have had this before. And what you presented me with were these little round ice cream balls, which had got quite a texture of skin on the top of them, which apparently is rice.
Yeah.
Rice skin on the top of these.
What's a rice skin?
Well, rice paper type of thing, but made of rice coating.
Yeah.
Like a rice dough coating over them.
Rice dough. Yeah.
And it was quite a
weird sensation,
but it was lovely.
I said it would be a brilliant sensation for I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here,
because you said
the vegetarian version.
You said,
because I say God, it feels just like having a bollock in your mouth.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Julie just spat her tea out.
Yes. This is how you don't talk at the same time. And then, I don't know whether it was the same day or anything, we decided to eat outside because
lunch or something.
Lunch outside. We managed to put the parasol up and we were lunching underneath, and I was flailing my arm about because there was a wasp in the vicinity of my nether regions.
You said, "Look, there's a wasp near my bollocks," and I said, "Well, that's one way of getting them bigger." And that was the bollocks this week.
Yeah. It was. It's funny, isn't it? Sometimes you have to have what start off as being quite normal phone calls.
Yeah.
I had to ring up a supplier in the last couple of weeks, Pipe Dream Fittings, which is where I get my fittings from.
Indeed,
pipe fittings,
for your pipes.
Unusually. And I was after a couple of... Now, my pipe fittings have got unusual names. So I rang up. Normally, it's either Nathan or Stuart that answers the phone. But this time, it was a young lady answered the phone. Can't think of a name now, but it doesn't matter, really. Because I had to say, with all honesty, to this young lady, have you got an 1.5-inch reducing bush? Have you got any of the fat bushes? And do you have a 1.5-inch barrel nipple?
Yeah. And she did not blink.
She did not blink at all. Well, I don't know. She didn't titter. There was me sort of trying to...
yes, but you're from the Benny Hill. She's obviously young and just thinking, yeah, do my job, get on with it, silly old fart.
She probably gets people all the day, but I just thought it was so funny.
Yeah.
I just thought it was hilarious having to ask this lady.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there we are.
Benny Hill.
That's it, yeah. There's a new Olympic sport that they've just announced.
What?
You know, Olympic sport. Yeah, new Olympic sport just been announced, and one of our friends will be taking part.
What?
Power hula hooping.
Sammy! Woo!
You were talking the other day, and you said we're talking about things that you didn't know people do, and you said Sammy does power hula hooping.
No, it's not hula hooping. It's called power hooping.
Yeah, well,
but we call them hula hoops.
We call it hooping, power hooping. I said, what the hell's power hooping?
Yeah.
I mean, is it just like hula hooping on crack or something? or what is it?
Although, because Sammy was saying that she'd been doing... it's an online person I think she follows, but she put in one of her posts that she'd been doing the old power hooping, and someone else said, "Oh my God, hula hooping! Whooping! I haven't done that for years." And Sammy then confessed that the part of the exercise that she struggles with is to do the hula hooping as well as the exercises.
But what is power hooping compared to normal hooping?
No, we've discussed this before about...
Well, no, but these fine people listening to this don't know.
Okay, so... the only experience I have of this is when I went to Champneys with Alison.
Champneys is a very luxury spa. Yeah.
And we used to try every new kind of exercise there was going. As I say, I've mentioned previously about the trampolining, which didn't go well. And this was the hooping, and it's called the hooping class. And we were all in a circle, and I can hula hoop, but then they get you to walk to the left and walk to the right. There's no way of walking. Now, just imagine this, that you're hooping, do that, swing into the hips and everything, and now walk. Chicken is all I've got to say to you. You cannot do it without going like this with the neck and the chicken.
She is now pushing her chin forward.
I personally don't want to join in the power hooping class. I want Sammy videoed while she's doing it.
Absolutely. We've got to get this.
That's what I want.
This as a post.
I want to see this.
I still don't know how it... I mean, it's power hooping because you do it fast, you do it to music.
No, I think it's just because you do other exercises whilst you're doing it.
But
the idea...
Hold on. Whoa. What else can you do while you're hula hooping?
Walk like a chicken. What do you mean?
Well, you can't... Do you do weights in your hands?
No, I don't think so.
Do you do sit-ups while you're hooping?
I think the idea is... I suppose it's like, like in Pilates, about holding your core and doing this, the other way you do.
I've never been in a Pilates
you should
class.
never do Pilates, I can tell you that now.
Why?
Because you won't be able to walk for a week.
I can't do it anyway.
Well, that's true. But I think the idea is because you're sort of hooping and keeping that core in a particular way and then doing other exercises, it does lots of...
Oh, my God.
But, yeah.
Well, there we are.
Well,
so
perhaps
look forward to that in July and August in Tokyo.
Yes.
Sammy's got her passport ready and she's off.
Oh, yes. We're expecting a medal.
Here we have the power hooping, and we've got Sammy Hexter-Andrews here, and she's on, and she's hooping away there. Look, she's hooping away.
I noticed she's got a very special glitter hoop with her.
Yes, and she's painting at the same time. My God, this woman's got talent. She did an abstract painting while hooping. That's power hooping for you folks. Gold medal all the way home.
Yes.
Sam is coming home. She's coming home. She's coming. Ah, dear, yes. I need to tell you something about a little bit about biology.
Really?
A little bit about animals. You should know about animals, about insects.
Yeah.
About their makeup, their metabolism.
Yeah.
And you can't kill them by spraying them with starch. Here's a woman. Listen to this, folks. We have flies in the house. Everybody this time of year. We've got cats. There's always been a cat food around. So we've got flies in the house. And I was in the office and you yelled to me, "Oh, God." Carry on, story.
Yeah. So I said, "Oh, God," because I was in the lounge and thought, there's this... Well, what happens is you spray a fly and basically it just comes into the room I'm in. It doesn't kill it. So I picked up...
It does if I get it smack on.
Yeah.
But
so I picked up then, I think, well, he's obviously missed, I'll get this.
It's like fly tennis, isn't it?
Yes. So then I got my spray and sprayed it and thought, bloody hell, that didn't do it either. And it just flew out the room.
Well, it didn't quite fly.
It went in one direction, put it that way. Because then I looked at the can I was holding and it was starch. It wasn't fly spray at all. And I said to you, oh my God, I'm spraying the flies.
This
with
fly is now
starch.
gliding out the room, back into my room. So, oh God, just let him kill me with his proper fly spray. I can't. She's spraying me with starch, the bitch. So
Poor
yeah,
little sod.
So that was it. And,
well, hopefully he's told his buddies and they won't come back.
Yeah, but I think it was probably the same day that I realised just how under pressure a can of fly spray is. Because we were messing around in my office, weren't we?
I probably called you an idiot because that happens every day.
No, you never call me an idiot. You call me a
twat.
That's it.
But
get it right.
But you'd done something. You'd obviously agreed with me because you then picked up the can and hit yourself on the head with it.
Jokingly. I thought I'm going to...
Jokingly tapped himself on the head, to which you just heard, "Oh my God!"
So I thought I'd probably just dent the can of fly spray, but no. Under
it really
pressure,
hurt.
Aerosol can on top of your head, great weapon.
Hurt like hell,
God,
did
it did hurt, yeah. And you, of course, were so distraught.
I sat down laughing, yeah.
Pissed yourself as you normally do. Oh dear! Oh God, we're getting through these. We've got to do our reviews.
Yes, because we've missed a few.
We've missed a few film reviews. So I'm afraid that we're not really that eclectic with our film reviews, in that we tend to watch the same.
Well, it's definitely the same genre, isn't it?
It's sort of fantasy, sci-fi.
Well, we do like a good detective as well.
Oh, yeah, good detective. Yeah.
No, there are some odd ones, but thing is, we sit down on a Friday. It's not a studied thing, is it?
Movie night.
We suddenly go, it's movie night. We sit down and we've got our food, and then we go...
Gin.
You've got gin, we've got the food.
Did you have a gin this Friday? I don't know. I can't remember.
I can't remember.
I'm abstaining, I think.
Yeah. And then we go pick a movie. And so basically, we're going to pick it pretty quickly because we're now sat and we're in position. It's not like at 9 o'clock we think, let's pick a movie for this evening. And then it's a studied... It's the first thing which comes up that we go, that's got us written all over it, don't we? And so we're going to pick the things that we know we like. So that's why we end up in the same genre.
Otherwise, if I take too long, you say, for fuck's sake, give me that control.
Yes, I do, and I just pick one.
And you just rip the control out.
And that's when we start watching things like The Ones Left Behind or whatever. And that never will happen again.
Yeah. Some of our life we can never get back.
Yes, absolutely.
So the films that we've watched over the last fortnight.
So first one, give me the first one.
Well, Deadpool 2.
Deadpool 2.
This was, in fact, we didn't do a film review on the last podcast.
Is the word you're looking for.
We've got 4 to do. That's the one. Yeah,
right.
sorry. I'm just stroking Milo at this point.
Okay.
Milo
we love Deadpool because it's hilarious. It's meant to be hilarious.
Ryan Reynolds, isn't it?
Ryan Reynolds is meant to be hilarious, slapstick, but all Marvel related slapstick.
I thought it had a slightly Jim Carrey-esque shine to it.
Yeah, it does really, doesn't it?
In the fact that he's a bit
slightly
silly.
mad. Slightly mad.
Because I used to love The Mask. Have you ever seen The Mask?
Yeah. Oh God, yes.
Oh, we must watch that again.
Smoking,
baby, smoking.
Yeah, but
so this is a bit like that, but it was very good.
Excellent.
It was good storyline.
Yeah.
Good acting.
Yeah.
Good characterisation.
It was funny and for the action oriented, a bit of Marvel, the whole bit, but really, really good. Loved it. Yeah, we definitely.
I think we got an 8.5, 9 even maybe.
Oh.
I think 9.
Do you?
I think 8.5.
I'll stick with 8.5. I think.
Okay, I might push it to 9.
Okay.
And then get off.
Oh, the cat's now trying to help.
Everything.
Yeah, what's the next one?
The next one we watched was Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Yes.
See, there's a theme here, folks.
Yeah.
But, so this is one of the. I mean, there's been so many Spider-Man films over the years.
Yeah, but this is the
new guy,
Tom
Holland, isn't it? Tom Holland and playing Spider-Man.
And we kind of got introduced to him with the
Avengers.
With that when Iron Man died.
And the Avengers.
Because Iron Man picks him, doesn't he?
Yeah, he picks him as his sort of protege, isn't he?
Yeah.
It wasn't too bad, was it?
Well, we liked it, but there were bits of it which were annoying.
Bits of it that were silly.
Well, it was the bit of the boy's Spider-Man who was being a bit, I don't really want to be Spider-Man, wasn't he? And I just want to be a boy, on a school trip.
That's right.
And when someone says that first time, you go, fair enough, and then you think, but now you've seen what you need to be doing and, and everything, and if those guys turned up at your door and everything, you wouldn't just say, well, actually, I've got maths, would you? And so when he said it for the 5th time, you're going, I'm a bit bored with you saying it, to be honest with you, mate. And he's doing, I just want to date a girl. Well, do you know what? Being a superhero might be a really good way to get a date with a girl. So, God's sake. So that was a bit annoying.
Stick your cosy on and show your webbing.
Off you go. He even sort of tried to go on a trip without his cosy. I mean, for God's sake.
But so thankfully, Aunt May packed it for him.
Yeah.
Whew, thank God for Aunt May.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was okay. It was one of those that I could happily have...
It was all right. We watched it. It was entertaining, but it's not one that
I could have proofed a chapter of a book while watching it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it. That's the difference, isn't it? There are certain films that we are on our computers whilst listening, watching, and whatever. Yeah. And there are other movies which we just watch.
Yeah, Deadpool we watched. Spider-Man from Home.
Well, I could be doing something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things got... So I think we'd probably give that 7, 6, 7.
6.5.
6.5. You're going for the points.
Yes, I am.
6.5.
Yeah.
Then the next one we watched was Code 8.
Oh, okay,
You're probably going to say to me, I can't remember that because we struggled to remember what it was.
We struggled to remember what it was, and then I remembered it's Stephen Amell, isn't it? Who's what's the character?
Arrow.
Yeah,
that's
now
it.
That's a series that we did watch the first 2-3 series,
and then
we went, oh my God, how many times can you sell the same? How many sisters of his can now also be in on the clan and taken off?
It was a little bit predictable after a while, so we stopped watching it.
So we stopped watching it, and this is a movie with that gentleman in. So he was fine, he fine as an actor of that, but basically this was a movie, as far as I'm concerned, for him and his brother.
Yeah, the premise of it was that it's a time when people with superpowers can't use them. They're not allowed to use them. The state has said no more. Oops.
Oh, blimey!
State has said no more. He says, flailing around his arms. And this one guy, his mum's very ill. He's got superpowers.
You're not supposed to tell the story.
And, well, no, I'm not. There's no spoiler. So he decided, because this is in the trailer, he decided to use his superpowers, and he then gets involved with nefarious people in order to try and get enough money to save his mom. And it was okay.
No, but the point is, really, it was two brothers in a movie together. It's the same thing, Kenneth Branagh.
Not personally, but I've heard of him.
Yeah. Whenever he does a movie and he wants all his mates in, it's going to be shite. One of those was that Frankenstein one. And you start it and you go, could you just put a spoiler at the start of the movies, Kenneth, where you said, look, I'm now putting all my friends in this movie that I haven't given a part to anywhere else, and we'll all know. And go, yes, okay, lovely, right, and off we go and not watch it. So this was Stephen Amell obviously said, me and my brother, we need to do a movie together. Well, I'm sure it was great fun for you.
Yeah,
but you know,
not so much fun for watching it.
No,
Yeah,
it was okay. Watched it.
Okay.
We could have. I could have, written a book whilst I was watching that one.
Yeah, I proofed a book while I was watching that one. Yeah. So if you see that come up and you think, should I, shan't I? As long as you've got something else to occupy your mind during that 2 hours, then
you'll be fine.
Go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
But then things got better.
Yes.
This last week.
Well, you said you'd heard an advert.
Well, yeah, I'd heard an advert on the radio for a new one that was out on Prime, Amazon Prime, moved to Amazon Prime, and it was Tomorrow War.
Yes.
Starring
Chris
Pratt.
There you go.
Who we love.
Yes.
Because he's been in lots of the Avengers stuff. Guardians of the Galaxy.
We love Guardians of the Galaxy.
And he's such a versatile actor. And the part he played
he's also been in the dinosaur one, in the Jurassic World.
Yeah, he was in Jurassic World, the latest one, one of the latest ones, where he trained the velociraptors.
Yes, Blue,
yeah. So this one, this is a war that's taking place 30 years in the future, with aliens called White Spikes.
Yeah.
And not going to tell you anymore, but it's brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant. And I don't know how long it was, but it did feel like it was 2 parts, wasn't it? Where there was the first part and then how we're going to put that right.
Yeah,
part.
It sort of ended in the future and then it started again now.
In the present.
But it wasn't,
No, but it was... No, but it was really good because I kept thinking, oh my God, lots of movies would have stopped there
by now.
And then gone, oh yes, we're going to do the sequel in, 3 years' time or
this
something.
This was a movie that they could have extended the first part and done a sequel, but they chose to give us it all in one go.
Yeah, which I loved.
It was great. So
I think all the acting in it was really good.
Brilliant.
Actually,
it was brilliant.
All of it was good. So it had the action, it had the acting, had a really good story.
Yep.
Yeah. Basically, I didn't do anything. I sat and watched it.
We both sat and watched it and thought, and we sort of had ideas of what might be happening.
Doing now, I think it might be this.
I think that might be so and so. And yours, for God's sake, of course it isn't.
Then we had the normal conversation that we always have when it involves going into the future or going into the past, because your brain with time,
my brain
does not
with time,
compute.
it doesn't. I just cannot understand time as a concept.
Yeah, it was I don't want to leave this person behind, and you were like, but
you can't leave behind. We can't leave behind
because if you go back and oh God, trying to explain it to you.
Is that dishwasher going?
Yeah, it's a dishwasher. Right. Stopped.
All right. Yeah. So so we've that was good.
That was good. It was one of those that I was still talking about the next day, so that I always know it's a good one because I'm going, and that point and that point, and so that was really cracking.
So there we are. So that's our film review for this podcast.
I will talk about, because I'm going to forget about this, but we had a communication with Leslie, and one of the things that he said was that
Leslie's our friend who's a professor at the London School of Economics,
and he and I used to regularly go to a particular gallery in St John's because they used to do the cat show every August. They do the summer cat show, which is basically mainly Louis Wayne pictures, but obviously other people who do pictures of
Louis
cats
Wayne,
as well.
You've got one of his pictures, haven't you?
Yes, and my little Sid, the black, Lucky he's called here, but my cat was called Sid. But anyway, they're going to do a movie because someone's doing a book. And they're using Chris Beatles, who's the man who owns the gallery, who does the cat show, as a consultant on this movie. And it's going to be Benedict Cumberbatch who's going to play Louis Wayne. And we know that, if you do or don't know, but Louis Wayne was an artist and he did spend a lot of his time in an asylum. So he was an interesting character. So I should imagine that Benedict will do it proud. But
be like living here, wouldn't it? So what era was Louis Wayne then as an artist?
God, no,
early part of the 20th.
So late part of the 19th, early part of the 20th, I think. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's the movie, and also there's some signed copies of.
Oh yes, the actual book, which is being written, that signed copies.
And you've been promised a signed copy.
I've been promised a signed copy.
Signed copy by Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, Cumberbatch. And Chris Beatles, hopefully.
And Chris Beatles. Yeah. So there we are. So we hope you've enjoyed it. Our art-wise, we've really covered that in the first part of this, talking about
I'm
what
just
we're
going
doing.
to I'm just going to do another little plug for Chris Beatles, because he has this fabulous gallery in St James in London. Mm-hmm. And the very first time I went there, I was quite young. I was probably late 20s. And in my cat magazine, because I used to buy cat magazines in those days. I know, look at me like I'm mad, but I did. And I used to do a lot of work for cat rescues and things. And I used to have Persian cats. They were my little thing. And in my cat magazine, they'd advertised that there was this cat art show, which was going to be at this gallery in St. James. And they said, oh, by the way, you can go there anytime and look at what he's got, because he collects Louis Wayne paintings and drawings throughout the year, but then he just puts the show on in August. And I think I wasn't going to be here in that August, so I thought, well, that's a shame. I'll go along. And this is definitely the classic of not knowing enough to know that this might be a bit scary, which is you go along to a gallery in St. James where the door is never open. You have to actually ring the bell. So you ring the bell and someone comes and says yes. And you say, I'd like to see all the Louis Waynes, please. And that in this case, it was Chris Beatles and it was his gallery. And he said, oh, come in. And they hadn't got any of the paintings or anything out. They went and got them all out for me to look at. And I was just, oh, my God, these are amazing. And, of course, I then, too late, thought, I have no intention of buying any of these. And this person's just got all of these out.
But it doesn't
he
matter.
Must have realised when he saw me, it was summer's day, I would have just been in a summer dress, young, that I clearly don't have masses of money, especially with the accent wasn't brought up right and all that. But he just let me in. And then I said, oh, do you mind, just about to meet my friend, I'd love to bring Leslie back and show him. So they went, sure, and an hour later I brought Leslie back. Now, interesting, this is where this was a great lesson to me in whoever you speak to, you do what Chris Beatles did, which is he showed me and everything. Because Leslie now collects art. And who's his really good friend? Chris Beatles. Because he goes back to that gallery and he's bought so much art from him.
The initial introduction was from you.
Yes.
And now Leslie buys...
All because I read a cat magazine. Yeah, well, but anyway.
Men read cat magazines. They're not called cat magazines.
I don't
Doesn't
know.
matter.
I'm sorry, that's completely lost on me.
Okay. On that note...
Well, you have to explain that one to me.
We are not going to be sponsored by Pussy Weekly, don't worry.
Oh, for God's sake.
Right.
Oh, that's a really good note to end on. No, let's just end it on Chris Beatles. That's a great way to teach you how to sell, and also what a brilliant gallery he has. Yeah, meow.
Yes, that's it, folks. Thank you very much for listening. If we've wasted part of your day, then we don't care. Quite honestly, we've loved it, even if you haven't.
Yeah.
No, we love our listeners.
Turn off.
We can always turn off. And with that note, it's good night for me.
And it's good night from him.
Good night. That was Filaments and Fibre featuring Steve Brooks with the wonderful voice and Stephanie Lester.
If you mention pussy one more time.